Hello, I'm Frivolatom.
Oh, for God's sakes, dog.
And I'm Joe Discourse.
That's no lie. So what I thought that we might do is see how prepared we are
Okay, for
Yep.
our travels abroad.
for our travels abroad.
Exciting.
I'm not speaking, of course, of any sort of mundanities like visa formalities or
No,
passports
no.
or plugs.
'Cause you've got all
or
that
iPod
sorted, don't you, Tom?
chargers, or suitcases, or maps, or itineraries, or phone numbers, or emergency contacts, or medicines,
Any
or
of that useless stuff.
any of that useless stuff that won't serve you any use.
It's only skin deep, that equipment.
Not even skin deep.
No.
You're doing something wrong if your maps are skin deep. But what will be useful is a thorough grasp of the accents of the territories to which we're travelling.
It's very true.
So where are you going first?
First, we're heading to Australia.
Yep, and how are you going to blend in there?
Well, what you do when you're affecting an Australian accent,
Yeah.
bring up the pitches on everything.
Bring up
mate.
the pitches on
Bring
everything.
up the pitches on everything.
Do you mean that you're just a
Tom.
little bit squawky?
Yeah, just
when
a little
you're an
bit,
Ocker?
eh?
Yep.
Oh,
So
you
when
know,
you're talking like an Australian,
Yeah.
you've got to be a little bit pitchy.
And got to add Izzy onto everything.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought you added O onto everything.
Oh, that as well.
Going
mate.
down to
Oh.
Seto.
Yeah.
Gonna start off in Seto.
No, I'm
Go
starting
down
in
to
Sissy.
Melbo.
Nah.
Go down to
Nah,
Tasmo
mate,
for a
nah,
weekend.
Mate. Nah, mate. Going down to taking a planey. You know, it's
Yeah.
a plano.
Yeah.
Planesy.
Yeah.
Old Josie's taking a planesy, right, mate?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Old
Oh.
Tomo agrees with you there, mate.
Glug back a couple of Brewsters on that one. Glug, glug.
A couple of Brewsters, yeah. A couple of Fosters, maybe
Yeah.
some 4X.
Oh, probably.
Yeah. Okay, where are you going after that, Joe?
Oh, then hopping on another plane.
Yeah. Flying out of there again?
Yeah, flying to, oh gosh, what's the next location?
Thank God we've stopped that one.
Then up in the air again, then land down smoothly in the United Arab Emirates, which, as we know, is an Arabic, terrorist kind of country.
No, the Emirates aren't a terrorist country. The Emirates are a billionaire country.
They're kind of all the same.
Okay. I thought I could salvage this, but let's just see where you take it.
Well, to master that dialect, you've got to, it's a difficult one, actually. Do you know how to do it? Because I think I need a little bit of education on how to master an Emirates.
On how an Emirate speaks.
Yeah.
Young man, you must be very certain when traveling in the Arab Emirates that you do not awaken any sleeping dragon, because the jinn who live in lamp, he will take soul.
Is basically how they speak.
Oh, that's interesting.
I saw an interview with a businessman on BBC Business the other night.
So then land in London.
Yep.
To blend in London,
Yep.
it's sort of,
That's Australian.
Yeah.
Why don't we pause you there? I'm going to be landing in LA, and as is my understanding, this is pretty much how people talk in LA. It's like, it's not all, a Venice Beach kind of dude, kind of, Matthew McConaughey kind of drawl. But there's a lot of rising terminations. I'm not expecting to hear any sentences end on a down note while I am in LA, and if I do, I'm going to be very disappointed. That's pretty much what I'm expecting from LA.
right.
I've got no fucking clue. WIT Seattle. I'm not sure that people actually speak in Seattle.
I think it's kind of like this.
I think you may be right. I think that's how people talk in Seattle. Oh, for goodness sakes! Why hadn't I thought of this sooner?
It's kind of like, and you'll blend in as well.
I'll blend in perfectly, of course, because I have the common touch, don't you see? So you're going to London, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, it's just a general sort of, so just in London.
It's not really that different from our accent, I guess.
It's not all that different, and a lot of people, when they hear our accent, they think, they say, oh, are you English? Are you from London? They say.
Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, yeah.
I mean, I think that generally speaking, in London, you can just get by, yeah? Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Eh, by God, you're going to bloody Yorkshire. You're not going to Yorkshire, are you?
No.
You're not trying to show your face around Yorkshire, are you?
But not for very long, I don't think.
Yeah, but you're still going to be walking around Yorkshire.
Oh, surely.
Well, so how are you going to blend in when it's grim up north, up in Yorkshire? Up in grim old Yorkshire. How are you going to blend in?
Miss out.
And remember, when you go to Yorkshire, you don't want to say t. By which I mean the. You don't want to say the, you just want to say t. Because people in Yorkshire go down to pub, get a glass beer, sit down, have grouse, get drunk, go home, beat to wife. Pretty much how life go in Yorkshire.
I plan to head down up and get myself some, and then head down the room and get.
Just miss out to words until you get to that word, speak to words, get to beer, go home, beat to wife, and sleep.
Beat to wife.
Right, that's right.
I'm like a rap song on radio. To France. Whereas we whereas we know they talk like this.
No, they do not. You are speaking like a Russian spy, my friend.
Yeah.
You are not bringing any kind of Frenchness to the
It's
table.
kind of like English person talking with long, honorable words.
I don't know what you are trying to do. I'm sorry, but I'm not sure what you are trying to do at the moment. I mean, I'm not sure that I'm doing all that much of a service, but I think I'm doing a damn sight better than you, sir.
Your sound sounds kind of Mexican.
You sound like a bloody zombie, sir. I don't know where I get the idea that French people say sir. Either.
Yeah.
I would really like to go down to Texas. I fancy seeing myself the Dallas Book Depository, and I would like very much to see Elm Street and Dealey Plaza. I think that would be very nice indeed. And maybe have myself some sweet tea on a porch, and engage in the customs of the area, such as a hoedown and a barn raising and a lynching. And that, I think, would be a pleasant way to spend an afternoon or two. Am I actually doing Texan right now, or am I doing more of a kind of a bayou, sort of a eating butter, kind of just sitting on my porch, eating myself a tub of butter, and watching a group of folks engaging in horseplay? Because, I mean, I got to this, you see, because I was thinking about going to Dallas. And I was thinking about going down to Dallas, and I thought how, when I was down in Dallas, I might see the place where Jack Kennedy, you see, was put to one time to death. And when I got to thinking about that, of course, I got to think about Tommy Lee Jones's character, who was very much the Southern gentleman, who had that kind of Southern drawl to his voice. So you see, I've kind of conflated the two somewhat. My ultimate aim, would be to end up in New York and spend some time in New York. And all I have here to go on is stereotypes and John Leguizamo and what's he gonna do for me, So I don't imagine I'd try this all that hard because I'd get the shit beat out of me, right? I mean, right? But, this is where I'd like to end up, is I'd like to spend some time hanging with a few friends I have in New York. And, oh, Jesus, I just remembered that one of my friends from New York will be watching this, and he'll be saying, "Tom, what are you doing? What are you doing to my voice?" So that's not so good.
Back in Coney Island, we used to sleep on the beach.
We used to sleep on the beach.
Sleep overnight. They don't do it anymore.
They don't sleep on the beaches
once
anymore.
I got lost on the beach.
One time I got lost on the beaches. They found me eventually after I slept on the beach in Coney Island. Do you suppose I could just go around talking to people about how things used to be in the olden days, just with a twinkle in my eye, and just telling them about how you used to be able to get 20 cars for a nickel, and you'd drive them down to the big wheel, and ride the big wheel, and you'd watch the fish skipping out of the sea and performing a chorus for you. But not anymore when you have the new presidencies and you have the eras changing. You can't watch a game of baseball anymore like you used to because things have changed for the worse, you see. It was the 1980s that did it, I think. The Coke and spandex. After that, it was never the same. Don't you think? A Yorkshireman, I see. Thank you for joining us on our travels around the world. If we haven't offended you and your nation,
I'm impressed.
Yeah, please write in and we'll rectify that fault in a future instalment. Bonsoir tout le monde.
See ya.